Hey YouTubers, it's Jethro. Went to the store today, found some pork roast on sale for $1.49 a pound. Used to be able to get them for 89 cents a pound. That was the normal price. Everything's going up. So one of the things I do to save money around the place is I do make my own sausage, whether it's Polish, German, bratwurst, Italian, breakfast sausage. I do it pretty much all. I think what I'm going to do today is a style of bratwurst. I want to go ahead and cut the roast up, and I'm going to get my seasonings ready, and then I'll kind of give you a list of what I'm going to use. What I have is about 10 pounds worth of roast. Once I take the bone out, it'll be still pretty close to 10 pounds. The bones don't weigh too much. I found the roast that didn't have hardly any bone in them, so I'll be back with you in a minute, show you cut up and the seasonings we're going to use. Okay guys, what we've done so far is just cut the, it's a butt roast, pork butt roast, and we cut it up into just small chunks. It makes it a lot easier when I'm putting it through the grinder to grind. I chill them down before I grind them so it goes through the grinder good. The particular roast I used, a butt roast, I'd only use it to make sausage with. The fat content is perfect for sausage, but also I make my own bacon, buckboard or hillbilly bacon, what you call it, and you find a good roast that ain't got a great big Y bone in it, you're able to cut it in inch and a half strips, and then from that you can go ahead and start your curing process, which only takes about 4 or 5 days. You can do it up to 7 depending on how salty you want it, but we'll do that another time. Today we're just doing the sausage, so I'm going to get my seasonings ready and then we'll give that to you. Okay guys, what I got here is I got ground marjoram. I use about 1 teaspoon for the whole 10-pound batch, usually a half teaspoon for 5. I've got ground sage here for this batch. Use about a tablespoon of it. Garlic powder. My rule on garlic powder is about 3/4 teaspoon per pound of meat. That does give it a strong garlic flavor. If you back down to a half a teaspoon, you still taste the garlic, but it's not near as strong. I'm a garlic fan. I also use regular garlic, fresh garlic, which I probably would have put about 6 cloves mashed up, and I would have put it in a cup of water and boiled it in the water, got the flavor in there, because I will be adding a cup of water to this a little bit just to help the spices loosen up and go to the meat. I like hot sausages. I'm a heat fan, so I used about a tablespoon of crushed red pepper, along with about a half teaspoon of just regular ground cayenne, onion powder, pretty potent. I use about a half teaspoon to a teaspoon per 5 pounds of meat. So I use 2 teaspoons on this. Mustard seed is something I usually use in my German sausages, but I just like the pop of the little seed. So I did put a tablespoon in this batch right here for 10 pounds. Ground allspice, really potent. That's one of the things that just kind of bratwurst. That's one of the flavors it has in it. On the ground allspice, I used 2 teaspoons, and also ground white pepper. Ground white pepper does have a different flavor from black pepper, so I did put about a tablespoon of ground white pepper in this batch right here. I've mixed all my seasonings up, and what I'm going to do, just to make it easy on me, table's cleaned, so what I'll do is take a little bit of meat in, grab me a handful of seasonings, sprinkle over the top. I'll keep on doing that until I got it all done. All my seasoning used, whatever I have left over, I'll just dump over the top of it and add my cup of water and dig down in it, give it a good stir. I stick this in the refrigerator overnight, let the flavors come together. Then come tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon sometime, I will take and break it out. I'll throw it in the freezer about an hour before I decide to grind it, and from that point I'll get it ready to start stuffing into casings. So we'll be back, I guess, tomorrow or in a few seconds, and we'll show you the finishing processes. Okay guys, so let the meat sit in the refrigerator overnight. I'm going to use my electric grinder. I do have manual grinders. If you do have a manual grinder, it is 10 times easier to grind if you go ahead and freeze it for about 30 minutes to an hour. With the electric grinder, I have no problem just taking it out of the fridge and going ahead and grinding it up. So I'll show you a quick shot of it. This is a cheap grinder. My big grinder I finally wore out. I might get me another one, but I picked this one up at Atwood's. I think I give like $49 for it on sale. It's like a 500-watt grinder, and it puts out the meat good enough. I've used it the past 2 years. It's probably had about 15 deer run through it, and I couldn't tell you how much pork I've run through it for sausage. But I'm going to continue on doing this. I get it done, then I'm going to break out my other toy. It's a sausage stuffer. Super handy. We'll get back with you in a few minutes. Okay guys, now what I want to talk about is as soon as I get done grinding my meat, I immediately take my grinder apart. It's 10 times easier to clean whenever the meat's fresh on there. I use scalding hot water, soap. Just basically run water over the utensils. Get them really hot. Once you get them really hot, scrub them off, set them to the side, dry them immediately. A lot of people talk about having problems with their blades and plates rusting. I never have had that problem. I don't put oils on them. I don't do anything else to them. I just get them super scalding hot, make sure they're clean, they're dry, and then once they're clean and dry, I go ahead and put them up right away, and never have a problem with any kind of rust on my parts. So, back in a minute.